Welcome to Lord Fussington's walkthrough of the critically acclaimed game Dark Souls. I'm your walkthrough master, Lord Fussington. And this is part 4 of Artorias of the Abyss. And this part being part 4, we will defeat Manus. And by we, I do mean me, because I am the one playing. Manus, Father of the Abyss. All of this is in the title, so I don't know why I'm repeating it, but, you know, it's a bit of a habit. Okay, you are not hollow. Right. Apparently I'm a moron, though. We're going to just move forward and ignore all that, and, well, I mean, obviously it's happened, so we can't really ignore it. And since I keep talking about it, you don't want to just walk straight because you'll fall off. You don't want to walk to the right because you'll fall off. So head to the left, and just stay by the cliff, and it's safe. I should point out there are, how many times I died twice. So I died once, sort of, in this area, and then I died once against the boss. Now in this area, my death was going straight and just falling off the cliff. What basically happened is I went through the entire area, got to the boss, died, respawned, then just walked straight, fell off, respawned again, and I did a detour and picked up an item, the Help Me carving. So I've basically taken that section of the video, which occurs later, when I'm not human. Well, I'm human now, but when my character isn't human, usually I'm human. I'm always human, except anyway, this stupid reference. When the character isn't human, then I went to go pick up this item, and it was basically a detour. So I've edited that part in that section. Anyway, you'll see it. So, and I'll point it out. But, yeah, there was a bit of editing. Yeah, the boss fight wasn't that difficult, to be honest. In fact, I would say it's easy. The second time around, I was still trying to figure out the moveset, or some of the moves, but I killed them at the same time, so it is a bit of a messy fight, unfortunately. But, you know, at least you get to see the moveset and how I dealt with it, which just consisted of rolling, really. I didn't use the shield. The first time around I used the shield, and didn't really like it. Artorias is far more difficult, so I wouldn't be too concerned with Manus. Okay, so there's an enemy on our right. By the way, that section I didn't talk about under all those bloatheads. Just pull one at a time. There's just a sorcerer that you have to worry about, and then you can get the spell or whatever the fuck it was, dark bead. Okay. So you see that item in the distance on the right? You can see it along the cliff edge, all the way at the bottom. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to get that item. And basically I did this after I died. After I died twice, actually. Once against the boss, then once getting back to the boss. Which was very short, getting back to the boss, because I just fell. Anyway, so you saw how there was like a little cliff edge, right? That you could jump down. So this is me going back. So there's the cliff edge, and that's a bridge to our left now. Now, the first time around, I just crossed the bridge, and I recommend doing that. Or actually, you don't necessarily have to, because all of this is connected. You do have to jump from those cliffs to get to this. So you can get here, right? And then you jump down, and then you basically run straight and up again. I didn't keep that part in, though, but I can point it out from here. Basically, you'll have to run through all of them, and then you can get back up. There's there is a ramp on our right. So you see the ramp on the right? So you can basically do that, and then you can jump here. Okay, if it looks complicated, it really isn't, because this is where you want to end up. Okay, you don't want to kill the boss before you've done this. We're going to go save Sif. So what you... Right, and all of the blacking out, the fading was the editing part, so once I got the item edited back to basically my first run through the Chasm of the Abyss. I hope that's clear. I'm sorry if it isn't. I don't think it's very complicated, so I'm just going to not talk about it anymore. So you want to go through here. Oh yeah, and if it is really complicated and you can't be bothered with the carving, just cross that little bridge, don't jump on the edge, and just fall into that little like invisible area there, or whatever, and you know, you'll be here. Okay. By the way, these guys are humanity phantoms. They drop humanity, which is really unbelievable, and they actually hurt quite a bit. They basically well, there you have it. They basically consume. They really deplete your health, I suppose it is, consuming humanity. Although not quite, because I have 2 humanity. I'm holding 2 humanity and nothing. They didn't take it. So, anyway. They kill fast. That's really all I meant to say. That's an elevator. It leads down to... Or does it lead up? It probably leads up. It leads back to the Royal Wood near Marvelous Chester. What the fuck was his name? Marvelous Chester, yeah. And also Black Dragon Calamite, actually, which will be after this video. That will be part 5. I think it'll be part 5. Well, it would be. What else is there to do after killing Manus? The dragon. Okay, so you saw the invisible wall, so you want to go towards it. And there's Sif. You just gotta clear this room. I recommend just keeping your distance from them. They only... I mean, they hover, and they might pick up a little bit of speed when they're closer to you. There's kind of like zombies in that respect. You know, the zombies sort of lurch towards you. These don't lurch as much as they just speed up and hovering. So, you just want to be careful about how close you are to them. Because they can really... I mean, you saw what the other one did. But they aren't complicated. It's not like they have arms or anything, and they don't... They're very predictable as well. So here's Sif. Gives us the Cleansing Great Shield. Great, and the fact that you saved him, you can summon him during your boss fight if you are in human form. I don't think it's really necessary. Manus isn't going to give you a lot of problems. Or he may. I mean, it's really dependent on what strategy you use with him and how good you play or whatever, or how interested you are in actually doing well. You know, I mean, usually I'm not interested, and I do terribly, but yeah, if you can summon him, obviously. He's sort of... His summoning sign is sort of in... You'll be able to see it because it's the only light, really, on the floor. So here's the elevator to the Royal Wood. Okay. And he provides a bit of distraction. So what next? There should be another enemy to our right. Maybe not. Maybe I have no idea. Pretty sure there's an enemy to our right. Yeah, there we go. Sorcerer. Kill him quickly. And now we're here. So the carving is actually just on the other side of that whole group, but it's on a cliff edge, so you have to jump down or whatever. But yeah, you can go around and save Sif as well. You can get the carving, then you can go around, just past them all, or you can kill them all. It's up to you. And then you can go up the ramps and you'll get to Sif, because that's all connected. It's only the carving that isn't really... You've got to jump from the very top to get to it. So that, well, when I say very top, I just mean higher ground. I wonder if the cursed version of this weapon. It probably does do more damage, doesn't it? Yeah, this one's not cursed, but it is fully upgraded, so I don't know why it isn't. I don't know why I didn't get the cursed version. I don't know what I was doing with this character back when I used to play him. Also, you could just use pyromancy. I wonder. It's probably. I didn't use him. I didn't use pyromancy against any of them, but I imagine it does quite a bit. Especially if that's fully upgraded. Okay, so this is Black Flame, and now we can head towards the boss, which I think there is another editing section here. Basically, I just edited the first boss fight out and put the second boss fight because that's the one that's worth seeing a little bit more than the first one. The first one's, well, first one ends in a death. It isn't. It's mostly blocking, so this one's better anyway. Obviously, but I always do that. I always have the. Obviously, you're gonna put the one where you win the fight. Why would you put the one where you lose? It's just stupid. Because then you're just, if you put both as well. The reason I never put both, and I do think about it usually, because I think it's good to show the deaths, because then people can see how you die or where you're dying and all that. But it just takes up way too much time in the video. 25-minute video. It's ridiculous. Okay, so down here, this is basically the bridge to the boss. So this is one of those sort of point of interest that you want to remember. It is what you want to get to, basically, this one bridge. Okay, head to the right first. Actually, there is no way to head anywhere else but the right, but I meant this right. And there's a couple of enemies and a white Titanite shard. Right, the reason I kept in the first part is just because I think the introduction's really pretty amazing, so I figured I'd leave that in and just show the second boss fight. So if you see the difference in humanity, basically the lack of humanity in the second when I actually fight the boss, it is because there was a death. But I already explained that at the start. 2 deaths, 1 falling off a cliff. Actually, the first one is at a boss, the second one is falling off the cliff, making my way back to the boss. It's that simple. So chances are you won't have a lot of deaths here, if any at all. Frankly, I'd guess you won't have any, because it is. I mean, the boss maybe you'll die at, but as long as you don't walk off a cliff like I did, you'll be fine. The enemies aren't really worrisome at all. Humanity, amazing. Can't believe they drop humanity. It's the weirdest thing. Okay, here we are. I'm prepared. And now I'm not moving. Fantastic. Right, so I edited that part out, which was basically me just staring at the fog gate for about 2 minutes. So it just had to go. There's no reason. Anyway, I'll quiet down because this is a fantastic scene. I mean, really I'll just be here. It's the hand again. Unbelievable. As much as he looks pretty impressive, sort of an oversized Titanite demon, or just the demon really, he isn't. He's quite... This is a very anticlimactic fight. I think I was complaining about it in the last video. By complaining I mean just talking about it. He isn't as difficult as Gwyn, or probably not even as difficult as the False King or Old King Doran. Certainly not Ornstein and whatever his name is, Smog, douche, whatever. He's just a little. He's just got a couple of tricks. Okay. This is the second fight that I had with him, so I'm not. So some of the moves, when I miss time the dodges, because I'm just not used to it yet. But maybe by watching this you'll actually see how and when to dodge or whatever. I actually got hit by that arm pretty consistently, and it's really the only one that would hit me pretty consistently, which is exactly what I said. Okay, so I think here I actually start playing properly. I didn't block at all. I just didn't see the point. The first encounter with him I did. That fucking hand. The first encounter with him I did, but second time around didn't bother. So that's one of his sweep moves, pretty easy to dodge, then get an attack in. His leap, easy to dodge, get an attack in. Everything's pretty much a last minute dodge. Uppercut, easy to dodge, but not so easy to get an attack in apparently. So this thing, it hits me every time. Basically I just couldn't figure out the timing with it. I don't think... frankly, I think I saw it often enough that I should have been able to. So hopefully you'll do better with that. I think if I fought him again, I'd probably get it right every time. But I don't know, for this fight, it just didn't work out. But the reason he's quite easy is because, first of all, he's slow. And after all of his attacks, if you're near enough to him, you can get your own attack in. Silver Pendant can work there, a bit dangerous. I tried to roll all the way backwards. It works with some of his magic. With that one it didn't. I think he's got about... It looks like he's got 3 variations of the spell. This is his combo. It looked like a combo of 2, but usually he's got a combo of 3. That's a sweep behind. Pretty easy to dodge, but you've got to be paying attention. That's one of his variations. And that's just a smash to the ground. Same thing, easy to dodge to get a hit in. He's got the 3 combo attack thing and then 6. So as long as you keep your distance, and that's really the trick with this fight, keep your distance, be aware of that fucking stupid hand, because it's really the only thing that'll be hitting you and when you're really far away. Because it's got, I don't think it has any sort of limited range. So that's the combo of 6, and you can usually attack him right after that. That smash with his staff. The combo of 3 is actually the easiest, I find. The combo of 6, it's a little bit tricky to dodge it, but the combo of 3, you can actually dodge all 3 near, and then get an attack in. They're very predictable. And frankly, that is the best time. When he does that leap, just roll away. It's very much like Artorias, so if you fought Artorias the same way, and calculated the leap, it's pretty much the same concept. Unbelievable, I dodged a hand. Or maybe he just missed in that case. For fuck's sake. And that's it. Well, it wasn't the greatest of boss fights. Didn't play as well as I did against Artorias or anything. But then again, he isn't as difficult as Artorias. No, that's all. He's quite easy, or at least easier than Gwyn, easier than False King, easier than Old King Duran, easier than Artorias, maybe even easier than the Sanctuary Guardian. Although I kind of put them at the same. I think they're about the same, to be honest. Although I actually had to use more Estus fast with the, but I played even worse then actually. Anyway, it isn't that important. I'm sure you'll do fine against this boss. That's Dusk. I keep bothering her, but she doesn't talk to me. So, like every other woman in my life. You want to head over to the bonfire, warp out, or I don't know. There's nothing else to do in this room, but we still have to kill a dragon, and that'll be in the next video. The next video being part 5 of Artorias of the Abyss. Thank you very much for watching. Kindly rate, comment, and subscribe. I've been Lord Fussington.